We're dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Dinking around with Eddie and Webby tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I am going to be styling and profiling on the pickleball court. Oh, hey, how's it going? This is Webby, not Eddie.
And I'm Eddie. This is our 95th Dinking Around.
Oh, yeah, episode number 95.
Webby, where'd you get that paddle?
Well, I actually got it from our good friends over at Volair Pickleball. They are doing a really cool collaboration with Keith Haring. He is an artiste, and they have a lot of really cool designs featuring stuff that he is known for.
It's one of the things that I love about Volair is that they try stuff out, they collaborate, they work with other people, and they make incredibly great pickleball paddles for any skill level in the game. Guys, I'm telling you what, if you want to get your hands on that paddle that Webby was showing there, or a bunch of other incredible paddles, you definitely got to go to Volair.com and use coupon code PB4Life to get what, Webby?
You're going to get yourself 10% off your order, and it's also going to show us some support in the process. So thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Again, Volair.com, coupon code PB4Life. And that's all fun. But Webby, what I really want to know is, what in the world is in that drink? What you got in that drink?
Well, Eddie, I don't know if you recall, but a few episodes ago, I was trying out some non-alcoholic beers. And I don't know, I've actually been kind of interested in finding more non-alcoholic beers that I like. And right now, I'm going to be showing off a beer that is currently my favorite of all the non-alcoholic varieties that I have tried. And this comes from Deschutes Brewing. And this is their non-alcoholic version of Fresh Squeezed IPA. I absolutely love the regular Fresh Squeezed IPA, but I recently tried this non-alcoholic version for the first time, and this is by far my favorite of the non-alcoholic IPAs that I've tried so far. And this is what it looks like poured out, but it's actually very, very tasty, very refreshing. It doesn't have as much bite as like the regular IPA, but it's actually pretty close. I would say this is the closest to a real IPA that I've tried so far when it comes to non-alcoholic.
Dude, I love it. That's so cool that they were able to recreate that flavor profile in a non-alcoholic beverage for those who don't want alcohol, like Webby, who's obviously pregnant. That's why he's he's drinking the non-alcoholic ones, right? How far along are you?
Yeah, this is the announcement. This is the special announcement episode of Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. So thank you, everybody. What about you? What are you going to be sipping on tonight?
Well, Webby, we're still in Operation Clean Out Eddie's beer fridge, and I found one in there that I don't know if I drank on the podcast yet. In fact, I don't even know if I drank it. I don't even know how it got in our fridge. And this is from Kona Brewing, and this is the Gold Cliff IPA, which it is made with real tropical pineapple, which, is there anything other than tropical pineapple? Is there like a non-tropical pineapple? It seems like a weird way to describe a pineapple. Like, yeah, I thought all pineapples were tropical, but yeah, it's a little cloudy. It's got a little bit of cloudage in there. Nice color. I'm really excited to try it out, though. I like pineapples, and honestly, I feel like every time we have a beer that has like kind of a tropical feel to it, we typically like it. Here we go. Cheers, my friend.
All right, cheers. Cheers to everybody tuning in. Let us know what you're drinking in the comments below.
That's actually pretty good. The pineapple plays well. Sometimes pineapple can be a little bit much, but it plays well with the hops. And considering it's an IPA, there's definitely a hop backbone to it. I'm enjoying this.
Very nice. And one thing I've found about all the non-alcoholic versions of IPAs, they are way more refreshing tasting. It's stuff that I could just see myself if if it's a really hot day and I just want to get rehydrated, I would pop open one of these non-alcoholic varieties.
Well, Webby, while we're sipping on our beverages, sounds like you might have a shout out.
I do. I want to give a shout out to Toledo Pickle Company. It is a new facility that just opened in Toledo, of all places. That might surprise you. But man, it is an awesome place. They have 10 indoor courts. They are in the process of adding 2 outdoor courts. They have a small arcade. They have multiple ping pong tables. They have a full bar, a full restaurant, and it is right on the Maumee River. So they have a really nice seating area outside. They have cornhole and different outdoor games and a lot of outdoor seating for when you're getting food and stuff there. It's just such a cool place. And I recently went there and filmed an episode of Webby versus Everybody. In fact, by the time this episode of Dinking Around is out there, you will be able to watch that episode of Webby versus Everybody. And my friend Rob Martinez, he was the one that I played against. He was nice enough to give me a full tour of their facility. So you're definitely going to want to tune into that video to check the place out. And it's great. And I love the fact that all these awesome new facilities are opening up all over the Midwest.
Yeah, it's so cool that they're popping up. And it's awesome that they also integrated an arcade and a sitting area. You said they have some ping pong tables.
Yeah,
it's great, man. It's kind of a destination and a place to go and do stuff. And I think it's great.
Yeah, and it's another one of those places where my wife saw some of the videos and pictures that I took, and she's like, "Oh, I want to go to that place." And it's in a really cool location. So yeah, definitely a great destination place. Anybody who lives in that area, it's a great place for them to become a member and go to regularly. So yeah, I love to see it.
Cool.
But does everybody know what time it is?
Now it's time for Memes of the Week. Yeah!
That's right, Memes of the Week, the hottest segment in all of pickleball podcasting. And Eddie, what kind of memes do you have for us this week?
Well, I got an original one here. This is from our friends over at Memes of Pickleball. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
No, never have. Never heard of it. What is that? Is that like some tennis channel or something? Or
yeah, it's all about tennis. Anyway, Webby, the last time I had a topic, we talked about Annalie Waters and Catherine Parento breaking up. And so, of course, Memes of Pickleball had to take it a step further. And basically, this is the biggest rivalries left in pro pickleball following the end of Annalie and Catherine versus the girlies. Elise Jones versus Laws of Gravity. She does defy the laws of gravity. It's insane.
She does.
Tyson McGuffin versus Empty Areas of Skin. I mean, yeah, eventually he's going to have to go like right on the face if he wants to keep it going.
Yeah, pull a Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I dig it though, man. I like his style. I've always liked Tyson's style.
I do too.
Christian Alshon versus cameraman after losses. Yeah. Christian Alshon versus currently intact paddles. Yep. James Ignatowicz versus literally standing effing still. Yeah. You can't do it.
Yep.
Like
it's literally impossible.
Yeah. I mean, it's impossible for him. Hayden Patriquin versus that one cup on the top shelf.
Oh man.
That's so good. I love it. The girlies versus a second merch drop. That is pretty funny that they announced their merch drop in like, I don't know how long after, but it was like days after is when they broke up.
Yeah, right after.
Webby, we should have gotten our hands on some of that because it's almost like getting like a LeBron jersey in Cleveland right before he left the first time.
Right.
You know,
or like getting a Vibe pickleball hoodie or something like that.
Exactly. Ankles versus rollout court surfaces.
Oh.
Yes. Enough of the crappy rollout court surfaces. Use pickle roll and do it right, and you're not going to have any problems. Gym cloths versus differing opinions.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
he
good.
He does not like to be argued with, but he certainly likes to argue.
Yes.
The kitchen versus the dink. Probably the biggest rivalry in all of pickleball. For
a legit one. Yeah.
Eternity. Yeah. And Colin Johns versus net cords, panging, bangers, body bags, Riley Newman, Vulcan V Pro Flight, Vulcan V Pro Flight 2, poor court surfaces, bad bounces, skim milk, Major League Pickleball, the left side, and mixed day.
Oh man, lots of rivals with Colin there.
And as Lucy Kovalova says here, poor Colin. I agree. Colin's a good dude. Leave Colin alone. Come on.
Right.
Jeez. Well, that's it. That's my meme for this week. Great stuff, Memes of Pickleball. Once again, you guys are killing it. Please keep it going. We love it.
So good. So good.
Webby, what do you got for us this week? You have a couple memes, huh?
I do. And my wife actually sent me this first one, and that's how I learned about this Instagram account. And this is from Performance Pickleball on Instagram. And this first one is called Showing My Ball Places He's Never Seen Before. Oh man, the center of my paddle one I can definitely relate to. I feel like I never hit the ball where on the paddle I mean to hit it, which is why I love the Mach 2 Forza because it is very forgiving. These wide body paddles from Volair are very, very forgiving, and that is why I love them.
Yeah, I agree.
But I thought that was very funny. And then this next one is called "How to Successfully Kidnap Me."
Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
Oh man,
Yeah.
good stuff. Performance pickleball.
Good stuff. Love it. But Webby, memes are over with, which means it's time.
Now it's time for Topics of the Week.
That's right. Topics of the week, where every week Webby and I pick a topic about pickleball. We talk about it. There's really nothing more complicated about it than that. So
Right? Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward. Webby, what do you want to talk about this week?
All right. Well, I'm sure most of you have heard the news by now, but it was recently announced that Andre Agassi is making his professional pickleball debut at this year's U.S. Open, and he's actually going to be teaming up with Leigh Waters. And there's actually a couple different things I want to discuss involving this topic. And first off, social media reactions about it seem to have been mixed. It seems like a majority of the people are pretty happy about it. They think it's really good for pickleball and that it's going to be awesome. But there actually does seem to be quite a few people who aren't a big fan of this because they feel Agassi is a tennis guy. He's not really much of a pickleball guy. And that Leigh should play with somebody who is devoted to pickleball. So first off, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think this is a good thing or not a good thing? I mean, I don't know why so many people are split on this, but what are your thoughts on it? Like when you initially heard the news about this?
I thought it was cool. I mean, here's the thing. I got to be at the last two Pickleball Slams. So Pickleball Slam 2 and Pickleball Slam 3. And Andre Agassi was at both of them. It was, he was like the star of it, basically. And his pickleball game has significantly improved. You can tell that he gives a crap about getting good at pickleball. He's not just relying on his tennis skills to help him become good at pickleball. So is he a tennis legend? Yes, absolutely. Do I think it takes away from the fact that he is very serious about pickleball? Absolutely not. I think it's great. What I will say, though, is you wouldn't see this happen at a PPA event. Leigh is not going to partner with someone like Andre when it really affects the things that matter when it comes to her income, her rating, where she is in the rankings within the PPA. So you're not going to see this happening in something that is PPA related, but the US Open, it's a big event. Amateurs love it. There's still a big, huge following behind it. And, I'm assuming she gets paid a crap load of money to be there. So why not double down and put somebody with her that's also going to draw, arguably an even larger crowd than Leigh Waters is going to get at the US Open. So from that perspective, it totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I will say, when I heard the news, I got extremely excited immediately. I think this is a great thing for pickleball because I feel like there's going to be tons of eyeballs on the U.S. Open this year because of this, and to me, that's a great thing. We want more people tuning in, especially when it comes to pro pickleball and stuff like that, because like we've talked about before, a huge majority of pickleball players couldn't give a crap about pro pickleball. So I think it's a great thing. And I love watching Andre play. Like you said, during the Pickleball Slam events, it's been so much fun to watch him play. And he's gotten so much better with each year that goes by. And he's not bashing pickleball like he used to. I know in the past he said some not so nice things about pickleball, but you can tell he's coming around and he's really developing a love for the sport. And I'm excited to see how they do together. I think it's going to be awesome. I will definitely be tuning into that. Honestly, it makes me almost wish I had tickets to go there and watch it in person. I mean, that would be so damn cool to be there in person to see that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing is that they're not going to put every one of their matches on center court. And if you're not playing on center court at the US Open, you're playing on back courts. So you could very easily be able to go and see it, for free.
Nice. The second thing I want to discuss about this news is regarding a specific reaction that I saw on Facebook. So Jared Paul did a post in the kitchen about Andre Agassi teaming up with Leigh Waters for the U.S. Open, and it said, "Want to know how to make pro pickleball more mainstream? This More of this. And then one of the reactions to that post really stood out to me. So I want to read what this person put. Pickleball doesn't need to be more mainstream. It's already overhyped, and the hype is undermining the essence of what makes it special. I find the more tennis we bring to pickleball, the less fun it is. Super competitive, super clicky, overly focused on rankings. It started as a bunch of guys making up a game to have fun and get together. It's a social sport. Anyone can play and have fun day one. There are 3 segments that detract from the essence. Those that had previous success with athletics and are trying to relive their glory days, those that never had athletic success and are trying to have glory days, and those that are trying to profit off of it. Invite people in, whatever their skill is, and just have fun. So he kind of went off on a tangent there. And so I kind of want to see what your thoughts are. Like, do you agree with how that guy reacted at all? Or do you think he's pretty out of line with that?
I understand the spirit as to what this person is bringing up. And that is, we've gone so far in the opposite direction of what pickleball was ever intended to be. So far, so fast, to the detriment of the sport. We talked about it on our most recent podcast. And because of that, I understand where he's coming from. What I would encourage him to do is to take a step back and realize that this isn't just a tennis player coming over into pickleball. This is a well-known person throughout the entire world that has proven themselves to be an incredible athlete that now sees how great pickleball is going into his later years in life and wants to be a part of it. He's not ruining it. The guy's not a banger. He's not showing up on the amateur courts and just hitting tennis ground strokes while standing at the baseline, destroying the 2-5s and 3-0s. That's not what's happening. I understand that those people are annoying when you're just starting off in pickleball and you're learning, but they're also very beatable and they're forced to learn how to play. So I don't agree with that part of it. Tennis players want to come over, come on over. If you don't like playing against them, get better, because you can beat them if you focus on your pickleball game. So I don't care about that. But the point that he started with was we don't need pickleball to be more mainstream. I have a thought on that, Webby, but I've already gone long enough. I want to hear your take on all this first.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of on the fence with it because I don't totally disagree with a lot of the points that he had to make, but I definitely disagree with the first part about how we don't want pickleball to become more mainstream. I love the fact that pickleball has become mainstream. I mean, without that happening, we don't have all these new courts opening up in Southeast Michigan like I have now. I absolutely love that fact. I love the fact that any given day, any given time, I can usually find somebody to play with. That was not the case 5 years ago or so. It was a struggle to find people to play with at times that I was available, unless I took the day off work and played with the senior citizens and the people that are retired and stuff like that. So I love the fact that pickleball is mainstream. I would love even more people to get involved in pickleball. I can't say I disagree with some of the points he made about it, though, because we even talked about this last week, how some of the things that he said in his reaction are some of the reasons why we almost think pickleball got too big too fast. But that being said, I do want pickleball to be mainstream. I just don't totally agree with some of the ways that it has become kind of forced to become mainstream and stuff like that. But I don't know. For me, I love the fact that Andre Agassi is getting involved. I think this is a great win for the sport. Like I said before, I think it's going to bring even more eyeballs, and I think it's going to be for the right reasons. And yeah, I do not agree with him in the fact that he said we do not want pickleball to be mainstream.
What I find a lot worse than Andre Agassi playing pickleball is when we have celebrities at these events that the PPA is throwing that suck at pickleball. There is absolutely nothing to gain from having Michael Phelps out on the pickleball court. Yes, he's got a name, but he sucks. He was awful. It's not a good look. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that was absolutely embarrassing. When they did that, like, I just couldn't believe it. If pickleball took a few steps forward, that took like 10 steps back. Like, that was absolutely horrible.
It was horrible, and it made it look bad. So, when they had Golden Tate out there, that was great. And here's why. Golden Tate is probably high 3s, low 4s when it comes to his ability to play, right? And what he lacks in skills, he's able to make up for in athleticism. But he knew the game. He knew how to play. It didn't look sloppy. It didn't look like little wrist flips out. Like, it was actually looked pretty decent to watch him play. That's the kind of stuff we need. And to go a level higher, then you have the Andre Agassi, who could compete at the pro level. So, I'm with you. I like the sentiment of let's not just grow pickleball for the sake of growing it. Let's not just throw a bunch of celebrities that suck on the court and say, here you go to try and get views, because that just makes it look bad.
Yeah.
But Andre's not that. He's a legitimate pickleball guy.
Yeah, I am super excited for this. I can't wait for it to happen. So I think it's a great move and looking forward to checking it out. But that's my topic for today. Eddie, I would love to know what topic you want to talk about.
Well, Webby, although we're recording this podcast prior to the debut of the 2025 Major League Pickleball season opener in Orlando, by the time it comes out, the event is going to be over. So just want you guys out there listening to take this with a grain of salt. This is before the first event has happened. But I guess before I get into my topic, Webby, are you excited for Major League Pickleball to kick off in 2025?
I am. I love Major League Pickleball. It's one of my favorite formats when it comes to pro pickleball. So I am very excited.
Me too. It's so much so that I wanted to put together the top 5 reasons why I prefer Major League Pickleball over the traditional PPA tournament style events.
Nice.
This is my order. Webby, I'd like to hear your opinions on each of these as well. Coming in at number 5, Dream Breakers. It's such a cool, unique thing that we added to pickleball. It's exciting. Everybody gets involved. It's a great way to be able to figure out who the better team is by utilizing a different skill set that's adjacent to doubles pickleball, and that is singles. And I think we've seen some incredible matchups over the years. The one that always stands out to me is from season 1, when you had Leigh Whitwell taking down Deckel Bar in a Dream Breaker.
Yep.
It's different than tournament style singles, right? You're only playing for four points at a time, and you're going to see some of these cool matchups and things that happen that you wouldn't totally expect. That's why it comes in my number 5 spot. Webby, what are your thoughts on Dream Breakers?
Yeah, I love Dream Breakers. I get excited every time they happen. And like you said, that first season with Leigh Whitwell, I mean, I feel like nobody expected her to do as well as she did. And it was almost like a movie. Like the major underdog rises up and does amazingly well. And I feel like there's nothing else like that. And then I like the fact that sometimes people that don't normally play singles have to play singles, and it's fun to see because some of them do really well, and you wonder, like, why aren't they playing singles?
Well, I'll tell you why, because it's a massive grind on your body.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to number 4. And this is the involvement from some of the team owners. Now, some teams have very heavily involved team ownership. Other teams, it's an investment group. They don't give a crap besides the bottom line. But the ones that have involved team owners are the ones that traditionally have done pretty well. Think about the finals in November in Orlando. Basically, you had heavily involved team owners that are there. They're supporting the team, and it's really cool to see. And then you got guys like Gary V, very high energy out there in the court, leading the chant, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Right? It's cool. It's fun. It's unique. It's not the same crap every single tournament like you see at a lot of the PPA.
Yeah, I absolutely love that kind of thing. And the energy at last year's Beer City Open when they did the Major League Pickleball event, I mean, there's nothing quite like it. And that was my first time ever being at a full-blown Major League Pickleball event, and I absolutely loved it. And that was a huge factor right there.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Coming in at number 3, different matchups. And I'm talking about different matchups from a partner perspective as well as from an opponent perspective. So you're going to see people playing with each other that typically don't play with each other. They have very different styles maybe, and they have to figure it out. And you see some cool things happening out there, but you also see some bad things happening out there. Certain personalities do not work well together out on the pickleball court. You know, we saw a lot of that in last season. You had certain people out there that just did not play well together. And then others that maybe you didn't expect did play well together. And you're not going to see that in a traditional tournament format unless you're going to have a lot of rotating of players, which we do see, but you still are going to have people playing with each other that really want to. This sometimes they're forced to. They're forced to put their egos aside for the sake of the team. They're forced to play either a left side or a right side because it's the best thing for the team, even though they might not like it themselves. And I think that leads to a better product.
Yeah, I absolutely love that part of Major League Pickleball. I love seeing the different matchups. And one thing that we didn't get to see that I was really looking forward to is when Tyler Leung and Tyson McGuffin had gotten drafted to the same team. I was really, really looking forward to seeing how that went down. Unfortunately, we never got to see that. But I like that possibility sometimes is there, where people that sometimes butt heads might be forced to team up and get along for the sake of their team. So yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite things about Major League Pickleball.
Coming in at number 2, similar to the last one, but that's team dynamics and the strategy that's involved, right? So typically during a tournament, the strategy is just going to be what's best for that individual in singles or what's best for that duo in doubles, gender doubles or mixed doubles, right? But it's still it's a strategy that just works on a very small scale, and it's only relative to what your team is and who your opponents are. Now you're talking about you have a whole team going up against a whole other team, and now you have not just 4 players on each team, but you have 6 players on each team and their involvement in it. The strategy that goes into this, picking your lineups for the Dream Breaker if it happens. These things are all super cool. They lead to a very exciting product, and they lead to the ability for shows like ours or other shows to be able to talk about it and agree with the strategy that was picked or disagree with it. Trades that are going to happen. All of these things, they lead to decisions that now can get scrutinized by the masses, which is something that is very exciting about sports in general that is completely lacking in pickleball outside of Major League Pickleball. And I think this year we're going to see even more of that deep analysis into these decisions about strategy and teams.
Yeah, I feel like this element is what really makes Major League Pickleball stand out and be more of a professional team sport, a spectator sport specifically, because like you said, with all the strategy involved and then all the discussions that happen as a result with the fans trying to come up with their own strategies that they would have done differently and things like that. It makes it more fun, makes it seem like a professional sport. And yeah, I love that.
Coming in at number 1, and this by far, from being on site at a lot of different pickleball events over the years, I can definitely say that Major League Pickleball events have the best energy. Energy from the players, energy from the coaches, energy from the owners, energy from the fans, energy from the broadcast, the camera operators, everywhere. There is a different energy that comes from a Major League Pickleball event that you don't see at other events. I might even go so far as to say that some of the PPA tournament events felt very toxic. Felt like, you ever go into a restaurant and you feel like maybe the wait staff just got yelled at and there's like a weird vibe in the whole restaurant?
Yeah.
I have felt that way at so many PPA events that I've been to, but I've never felt that way at any of the MLP events. And I can't tell you why. Maybe it's all the reasons that we listed, but it has a totally different feel to it than any of the other events that I've been a part of.
No, I totally agree. And kind of like what I was saying before at last year's Beer City Open, just the stands were packed. The crowd was loud and into it the whole time. That's definitely not the case at just traditional pickleball tournaments. I mean, sometimes there'll be certain players that people flock to see and watch and they'll react and stuff like that. But a lot of times the stands are almost empty. But when it comes to Major League Pickleball events, that's like must see. You got to get there early enough to get a good seat because you're going to want to be there for the action. And there's like, yeah, just that energy, the energy in the air, a buzz. It's awesome. Love to see it. And my daughter and my wife last year was their first time ever going to the Beer City Open. They absolutely loved it. And neither one of them watch professional pickleball regularly, but they had an absolute blast. And I feel like that's the true test right there. Yeah. If people that aren't even into pro pickleball are having a good time, you know you're doing something right. And that's why I feel like Major League Pickleball is definitely doing something right.
100% agree. Guys, this is our opinion. We want to know your opinion. Are there other reasons that you love Major League Pickleball? Or maybe there's reasons you hate Major League Pickleball. I know there are a lot of pickleball traditionalists that do not like it for some valid reasons. What's most important is that you have a safe way to be able to provide that comment to people who are not going to bash you. They're not going to argue with you. Two guys that love the sport and would love to have a discussion with you down in the comments around your take on all of this for both of the topics that we talked about tonight. Please put it down in the comments below. We would love to be able to hear it.
Yeah, I feel like both topics could cause a lot of people to speak their mind, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say.
Absolutely. Do you want to know what else I'm looking forward to, Webby?
What's that?
Hearing about how you like to stay hydrated.
Well, one of my favorite things to do is to start my day with some blue raspberry potassium cocktail from Jigsaw Health.
It's a good product. Keeps you hydrated. Keeps your electrolytes up for on and off the pickleball court. Guys, if you want to get your hands on some amazing products that are going to make you feel good, you got to go to jigsawhealth.com. You got to use the coupon code PB4Life10 to get what, Webby?
You're going to get yourself 10% off your order, and that will also show us some support in the process.
You're going to show support, get some money back, but also buy products that are going to make you feel good. Because at Jigsaw Health, it's fun to feel good. Check them out. They're obsessed with pickleball too. Great company. You just got to go check them out, guys.
That's right. And if any of you are wondering, Webby, I thought you normally liked pickleball cocktail. What's this potassium cocktail? Well, it's the same thing, just a little bit of a rebranding. That's all. No big deal, but same great formula, same great taste.
That's right. Just like this was another same great episode of Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. But it wouldn't be a conclusion of Dinking Around if we didn't hear your
Closing thoughts.
So what did we learn today? Well, we learned what some of the new big rivalries in pro pickleball are now that Annalie Waters and Catherine Parento are no longer able to feud with the girlies. We also learned the easiest way to successfully kidnap me. We also asked the question, is Andre Agassi playing in the US Open a good or bad thing for pickleball? And Eddie revealed his top 5 reasons why he loves Major League Pickleball. But that's going to do it for us here on episode 95 of Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. I can't believe how far we've come.
I can't believe how far we've come also. But guys, we can't do this without your support. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. Like this video, share it, comment down below. We love the discussions that we're having with you down in the comment sections on YouTube. So definitely go down there and just say hi. Tell us what you think. Whatever you want to do. We appreciate it.
We do, but that's going to do it for us here today.
And on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
Quit.
Well, we're dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Dinking around with Eddie and Webby tonight.
Oh, yeah.